Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is the nightly Newsy News for this December the 11th, and I have my own take on Baker's board. So I would like to show you, you guys. Thank you, Eris, for doing all the Mahdi things. Welcome, Jude and Wolfram. Thank you for, your visit for your son and your child support. We always appreciate that. And Slinky. So I had the idea. I made my own little twist on it. So, ta-da! Well, let me see. Can I do this gracefully? Probably not. But it is a giant cork boardy thing. Of course, this is falling off because I'm trying to show you my good work. No, of course not. Which one of you is falling off? Aha. And dang glue thing. Can anything go to plan? Still a holy water and duct tape production, but it is a crazy board. And for one, okay. I only spent 2 hours of my life, for the love of Cheetos, gluing little paper clips onto thumbtacks so I can put little index cards on them. Hopefully, I didn't glue it together. So, because I have nothing better to do with my life. Although my dad did ask what I do on my streams, and I might have told him that I dressed up in a mullet. And he was like, do I probably don't want to see your streams. So I was like, nope, yeah, probably not. But he's glad I have a little hobby. So I was like, yes, that's very diminutive indeed. So our first news needs a banner. Us Florida man, what are you doing? A Florida man allegedly crashed a stolen Mustang into sheriff's cars and an Uber vehicle, unaliving 3 people. Again, could these people who are acting ridiculous only take themselves out? And I know that's maybe not the most charitable thing to say during the holiday season, but come on, y'all. Why is it always that they take out like a bus full of churchgoers or like grannies? Swear to goodness. So, 3 people are not alive anymore following a wrong way crash on a Florida bridge involving a rideshare driver and a stolen vehicle. The crash happened the night of December the 6th on I-275 at the Skyway Bridge in St. Petersburg, according to Florida Highway Patrol. Troopers responded to the assist. Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office deputies regarding a stolen Ford Mustang that they had unsuccessfully tried to stop. It's one of those things where I've been watching all of the police, chases for, I don't know, reasons lately. And you really do wonder at what point do they, decide to continue to do the chase or not. And I understand that it was probably later at night and they just wanted to catch this guy because it was a stolen vehicle, but doggone it. I wish he had just taken himself out, which is a terrible thing to say, but you know. The driver, identified as 22-year-old Lavance Roman, allegedly crashed into 2 Hillsborough County, sheriff's office vehicles before fleeing the scene, the sheriff's office said. According to Florida Highway Patrol, Roman led officers on a chase in which he collided with Florida Highway Patrol trooper vehicle, then turned around, rammed the vehicle again, then sped off before hitting a Dodge Caravan head on. This is ridiculous. What in the actual eyebrows, y'all? Also, who is his eyebrow chick? Because I need some help. But, okay, why would you spend all this time on your eyebrows, but you got a bowl cut? Like, your mom did your hair with, like, a Tupperware bowl, but you spent at least 3 hours in the eyebrow laminating chair. Sir, disrespect. Disrespect. I'm gonna make all the fun of you. Nothing says fun like a neck tattoo. Yeah. honor really, for the love of all those Cheetos. The driver who Florida Highway Patrol confirmed was an Uber operator was pronounced not alive at the scene, along with one of 3 passengers and a second passenger not surviving at the hospital from her injuries. Quote, "This criminal had no regard for human life. Our deputies, facing danger, had to jump out of the way of a man they feared would run them over to get away." Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office Sheriff Chad Christen something or other said, "And additional charges he will face will ensure that the only road he's on ever again is one that leads straight to jail." Again, this much time on your eyebrows, Tupperware haircut. You have my grandma's earrings in and a neck tattoo. Sir, I hate you very much, and you're straight to Snake Island. I don't like you. So, again, he was a 33-year-old man from or so anyway, I hope this man gets all the life in jail. Yeah, all of it. Just all of the life in jail. In other news, after the slap heard round the world, no one wants to host the Golden Globes. Dear ABC, listen, I don't wanna call myself cheap, but I would be willing to host, but you gotta let me make fun of everybody, okay? I mean, you thought, Ricky Gervais was bad. I am just saying that I will make fun of everyone, but I'm willing to host. So, give me a call. I don't have an agent or anything, so all proceeds will go to me. Yeah, I'm a little confused, but I'm alright with the chat. I'm like, "I don't know what's going on, but this is fun." Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna know any of what's going on. I don't know half the people, so I'll just make fun of their looks and make ad hominem attacks, but, I mean, that's basically what Ricky Gervais does, and I'll probably be cheaper. I'm only gonna ask for, what, 30K? Listen, I'm not gonna go on strike. I'm not gonna accuse anyone of touching me weirdly because I'll karate chop them. 'Em. I'm just saying, ABC, give me a chance. I'm a mouthy redhead. Middle America will love me. I'm like Roseanne, but younger. Chris Rock, Ali Wong, and Smartless podcasters refuse to host Golden Globe as award shows scramble to find anyone willing to take the gig. Well, and as people, well, as also as they scramble to find an audience. Also, I want like 5 of them gift bags too, because I've seen them gift bags, okay? I'm just saying. Yeah, also I want, headphones so I don't have to listen to their insufferable speeches. The 2024 Golden Globes announced the nominations on Monday, but one major category is still missing: a host. The ceremony is fast approaching as it's set for January 7th, and there's been no celeb MC announced. Chris Rock has declined an offer to host along with 4 other A-list comedians, according to CNN. Rock could be gun shy after he infamously got slapped live on TV by cuck Will Smith. I mean, by man who got his soul sucked out of his body by a freaking Skeksis, Jada Pinkett Smith. For the love of all that is holy, just leave her, Will. Will, you can find love. I don't care if it's with she, he, zim, zer, get the hell out of there. Hella furry. Just find someone else that loves you, okay, and loves you back, that doesn't have an insufferable podcast. All right, could you just do that for me before you die? But comedian and beef star Ali Wong, who was also approached, declined the gig. Sources told the outlet Will Arnett, Sean Hayes, And Jason Bateman, who co-hosted the podcast Smartlist, reportedly also turned down joint host offers too, regarding the possibility of Amy Poulter and Tina Fey, who successfully co-hosted the Golden Globes 4 times in the past, quote, "They would never do it again," a source close to Poulter and Fey told the outlet. "They're done." This year's Golden Globe will likely be attended by Jennifer Aniston, Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, Margot Robbie. Who cares? It is possible since the Golden Globes will air on CBS this year, the network will tap in-house talent such as, oh my god, Stephen Colbert, Taylor Tomlinson, um, or neighborhood stars Cedric the Entertainer. Oh god, this could be terrible. The CBS comedy Ghosts has also been a hit, with the second season drawing a healthy 6.2 million viewers, but stars Rowie McIlver and uh, Yarakish Agmabar are not household names. It's a thankless job, one celebrity publicist told the outlet, while another said about the gig, "It's not worth it. There are a lot of politics. It's not easy and it's not fun anymore." Comedian Jared Carmichael hosted the 2023. Look, no one wants to watch these anymore because you guys are all self-important, self-congratulatory fame whores who wanna tell everyone else how to live when you guys can't even hold down a job. You don't know how to you wanna strike and then tell us how you can't get a living wage while telling the rest of us peons, the poors, how to live our lives and raise our children and everything else. When you don't have children, you have nannies or you have purse puppies. So shut the hell up. Y'all don't know how to live your lives. Don't tell us what to do, and just go back to adult pretending where you say lines you didn't write and you act for a living. You pretend for a living. Pretend to be human. Go up, get your award, be quiet, say thank you, be humble, act pretend, and then go the hell home. No one wants to hear what you think about anything. Twitter and YouTube and freaking Instagram have given you the false sense of interest that you think we have in politics. We don't care. I don't know how The View is still on the television, but no one cares. I care less about what Whoopi Goldberg thinks, except when she makes a horrible gaffe and has to apologize. But I have never cared what Leonardo DiCaprio thinks about anything. The dude played a special needs person on, Gilbert or What's Eating Gilbert Grape, and now he's just dating teenagers and telling me about the environment as he farts all around on a private jet. I am done and tired of it. Yes, I do. So, Wolfram, you are my very first. So, yes, I made my own little spin on it. So, now I just have to make sure I actually have a working pen because my children are terrible. And here we go. This should work like that. Haha. There you are. Thank you, Wolfram, very much. Fry is tired right now. So yeah, no one cares about the Golden Globes, least of all me. But like I said, I'm cheap and I'm willing to take money. I'll, I'll do something uncomfortable. I mean, professional hair and makeup. I'm willing to go. I I will take one for the team as long as you allow me to make fun of everybody. Because I want to hear less about Robert De Niro saying anything after he got, BTFO'd and his discrimination thing. Anyhoozle, apparently the world is going to craziness and someone just done stabbed a Catholic priest in a rectory, which would be funny on any other day except, well, with stabbing and the use of the word rectory because, I always thought that was a hilarious word in Catholic school. I was like, "Why in the hell would you name the place where, the priest lives the rectory?" But, um, there's a reason maybe I didn't do too great in Catholic school. Catholic priest fatally stabbed, quote, "during an invasion at the rectory." Like, okay, y'all, I am just saying, maybe could there be some lines that criminals don't cross? I mean, I know some people have issues with the Catholic Church. I get it. I really do. As a recovering Catholic, I totally get it. But y'all, maybe let's leave, like, nuns and priests and or gurus and, various religious people out of it. I don't know. I'm banking on one of the various gods to be nice to me in the afterlife so I don't go around bothering their people or their spokespeople. I'm just saying. I don't even make fun of the My Pillow guy because hell, I don't even know if he's like a prophet or something. I'm just saying. At a 43-year-old man from Nebraska was arrested for allegedly unaliving a 65-year-old Catholic priest, stabulating the reverend. Well, now you said priest and reverend in the same sentence. You understand that there are different things in the Catholic. For the love of Cheetos, come on, law and crime. To death during a quote unquote invasion in his church's rectory. I'm gonna go with Kier L. Williams was taken into custody on Sunday. Well, I guess there is no rest for the wicked. So, true that, true that. And charged with 1 count of homicide and 1 count of using a deadly weapon to commit a felony in the slaying of Reverend Stephen Gutzell. Well, maybe he was a reverend, then why did you call him a priest? Unless things have changed in the Catholic Church since I've, taken the 13th recovery step and gone, full denominational Christian, they might have changed a whole lot of things. This new pope is all the change and stuff. According to a news release from Washington County Sheriff's Office, someone phoned the county's 911 emergency call center at 5:05 a.m. on Sunday, December 10th, to report an attempted break-in at St. John's Catholic Church Rectory. I'm not going to give the address because, look, it's in Nebraska. Yeah, new pope is weird. We need to bring back classic pope. I'm going with, John Paul anything would be fine. John Paul the 3rd or 4th, I'm okay with. Oh, my grandma is probably up in heaven just like, she is up there doing like 97,000 rosaries for my ridiculous behind. She is like, "Oh my god, Mo, at least they're wearing skirts that cover your knees for the love of all that is and you never got a divorce." I'll have to tell you guys a story on a much later date about that, maybe possibly only on Rumble because it's not a great, well, it is a funny story, but it's okay, anywho, so let's go back to upon arriving at the scene 6 minutes after the call, this is why you stay strapped or you get clapped. When minutes when seconds count, cops come in minutes, okay. Well, so you can't ever leave the government either. I mean, the feds will always find you. Okay, so when I used to work at a therapy pool, I have the type of face where I guess if I say something in a very dry sense of humor, people don't know if I'm telling the truth or not. So I once told I would joke with a couple of the people, ladies at the pool who were very staunchly Catholic, and they kinda knew me and knew I was, a recovering Catholic or what have you. And one day they were joking about tithing, which is, you are supposed to give a certain percentage of your income to the church. any church that you go to show, that you're giving part of your treasure to God and all that other jazz and, giving to others, that kind of thing. And I said, "Well, you realize that the Catholic Church has, a total into the IRS, so they know if you're giving gross or net." And they were like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "Of course not. Wow, why would they do?" I was like, "What about me ever says you should listen to anything I say seriously?" But they were like, "Really?" And I was like, "No, of course not." So they found this gentleman who it appears to be the person that did this. Unfortunately, he did not the priest or reverend was found not was not they were not able to save him. So this particular gentleman, Kerry Williams or Williams of Sioux City, Iowa, was taken into custody and transported to the Williams Count or Washington County Correctional Center, where he was booked for, again, unaliving and breaking in with a weapon. And I would go ahead and put, unaliving a priest on a Sunday, because I'm pretty sure that's a felony somewhere. Uh, Quote, "The Archdiocese of Oklahoma or Omaha is praying for father." See, he's a father, he's not a reverend. Swear to God, law and crime, stop confusing me. Stephen Guts Gutsell, who was assaulted during an invasion of the rectory. The rectory is simply where the priest lives. Okay. I know it's a funny word. I think it's hilarious given the connotations and some allegations of the Catholic Church that the priests live in a rectory. But that's my twisted sense of humor, and it's not really appropriate for this story, so let's continue. Of St. John the Baptist Parish of Fort Calhoun early Sunday morning, the Archdiocese said in the Sunday news release. The Washington County Sheriff's Office is investigating, and there are no further details at this time. Please hello and welcome, Christine. Please join Archbishop George Lucas. I didn't think, he went that crazy after he sold Star Wars to Disney, but, if anything would have turned someone into to religion, I think selling your, you know, favorite, most lovely IP to have them destroy every single thing you put your heart and soul into, I would turn into a bishop too, or an archbishop. So, Archbishop Saint or George Lucas in prayer for the repose of Father Gutzel for his family and John Baptist Parish community in this tragic time. A parishioner at St. John the Baptist told the Lincoln Journal-Star that someone from the church called him before Sunday morning's usual 8:30 mass to tell him about the attack on Gutzel and notify him that service had been canceled. So he'd been a father there for 11 years. He was a very holy man. He was always doing a lot of things in the community. Uh, Interesting. However, the Des Moines Register reported that Gutzel in 2007 was convicted of theft by deception after he embezzled more than $150,000 from another church. After pleading guilty to the charge, Gutzel was ordered to pay restitution and remain on probation for several years. So, you know what? Redemption is important. So, he just got moved to a different church. I can't imagine there's a pattern there with the Catholic Church. No comments. And oh my god, another parader is gonna go pro per, for the love of all that's holy, and he's got long hair too. It's happening again. Man charged in 4th of July parade shooting plans to represent himself. Pro per. I can only imagine the S show that this is gonna be. Waukegan, Illinois. The man accused of unaliving 7 people at the 4th of July parade in suburban Chicago last year fired his public defenders on Monday and says he plans to represent himself at trial slated to start in February. Robert Crimlow III, or Crimo, has been charged with 21 counts of first-degree murder, 48 counts of attempted murder, 48 counts of aggravated battery for the shooting in Highland Park, Illinois. Dozens, including children, were injured. Several times, Judge Victoria Rossetti asked if Crimo understood the possible penalties, including consecutive life sentences, if the jury found him guilty. She suggested he reconsider. Crimo, a 23-year-old man with straight dark hair past his shoulders, wearing a red jail uniform, and it looks like he has pentagram prison tats on his hands. Let's see if they got a um, he's got the curtain bangs emo girl standing outside of Hot Topic hairdo going on. It does appear that he does have a neck tattoo. Um, I don't know why he has red handcuffs, but they match his outfit, so he's clearly fashion forward. This is gonna be a S show, y'all, just S show every which and he's got the scraggly beard. Yep. The judge asked Crimo if he had any legal education, and he said he had once been an observer in court. Well, he's got more than law and crime people sometimes have, so and he has more than I did when I first started out, but I don't know that this is going to work out well for him. In response to the judge's questioning, Crimo said he had high school is the highest level of schooling he attained. Rossetti explained that he would be responsible for all aspects of his defense, including filing motions, subpoenaing witnesses, and making opening and closing statements. Crimo agreed. You will be representing yourself, Rossetti finally said before granting Crimo's request to schedule his trial as quickly as possible. Public defenders Greg Tixe and Anton Trezena, who represented Crimo until Monday, declined to comment. Oh, dear God, y'all. This is gonna be terrible. The Lake County State's Attorney's Office, which will be prosecuting the case, did not immediately respond to requests for comment. I hope that the prosecutor's office will be as meticulous and will spare the victims as much as they can, just like the Brooks case did. Unfortunately, you know, they have a kind of blueprint to go with for the Brooks case, so hopefully they can use kind of Sue Opper and their kind of model to go and maybe use coaches or, different people that maybe are going to be able to withstand being cross-examined by this gentleman, um, you know, and keep the victims out as much as possible since this gentleman has decided to be an absolute dillhole moron. He doesn't seem to have the swagger, at least in the pictures that Brooks did, but, hopefully they'll be able to do that. I am worried that because it this is such a sensitive thing, I do hope that they follow that template, but it is a worry that they're not going to do that, and it's going to be disorganized, and it will become a circus that will end up re-victimizing the victims by having them have to be cross-examined by this person that allegedly did this thing. So I really do hope that, maybe there's a way they can reach out to, Sue Opper and maybe get some pointers. Unfortunately, you know, this happened again or something similar, but they can have a template to go with. But yeah, this looks like it's gonna be a poo show, so there you go. But and also, Also, can we pray that Judge Victoria Rossetti, is a mean Italian mom who takes no crap? Like, when she tells him, "Sir, you better move on," that she gives him one chance and she doesn't go, "According to rule number 1776, we will, have to move you to the other court, but we're gonna give you 776 tries, so I'm gonna give you another chance, sir. Would you like to maybe pretend that you can behave for 5 seconds, or do I have to put you in timeout?" So let's hope that again, I understand why the judge felt that she had to do it the way she did in the Brooks case, but I am hoping that Judge Victoria Rossetti, you know, really rules her courtroom and lets him know that this is not gonna fly. Like, you are gonna behave like a lawyer, I will treat you like a lawyer, don't mess with me, okay? Like, if she happens to have a wooden spoon I mean, look, I'm not trying to delve into into stereotypes, but again, if she happens to have a wooden spoon and she just so happens to threaten him with it, I'm okay with it, okay? A bear would like people to stay the hell off of his mountain. He is trying to sleep, he is trying to stay fat and happy and nap and, stay napping. But no, no, no. People wanna ski and snowboard around where he is trying to get some sleep. A bear was seen sprinting at skiers and snowboarders on a crowded slope in South Lake Tahoe, California, known for its large bear population. It's fairly unusual to see them on the slopes. However, a skier captured a tense video on December 10th, 2023, of a bear sprinting. Let's see if we can get this up. Oh, it's not available on full. Look, the bear was just like, "Y'all, I am trying to sleep. Y'all, I'm trying to sleep and y'all are being loud and drunk and obnoxious and wanting to snowboard down my damn mountain." It was a close call, but thankfully nobody, including the bear, was harmed in this brief interaction. California, and especially the area around Lake Tahoe, is the home to a large population of black bears, and that sport a cinnamon color. These bears are often confused for grizzlies or brown bears. According to the La Brea Tar Pits and Museum, the last known grizzly in California was spotted near Yosemite in 2000 or I'm sorry, in 1924. The population was wiped out by hunters after the California gold rush began in 1848. Well, we humans are good at stuff like, hunting. Look, we're a little too good at it. Experts and estimate that as many as 10,000 grizzlies once roamed the Golden State. Hey, you know what? I have an idea. We bring back grizzlies to California and we set them all on Gavin Newsom's backyard. JD, yeah, the bear thought it was his Uber Eats delivery. He's like, "I am fat. They were supposed to deliver these to my door." Nolan Brown, who has been skiing heavenly his whole life, also took to social media over the weekend to share a video he captured of multiple bears charging through the snow. Hey, look. Oh, well, yes, it's their home. They lived there first. I mean, call me crazy, but bears live in the mountain. I wouldn't be shocked if I went to a mountain and saw bears. I mean, I'm glad I have a news story with bears in it, but I'm not super de duper shocked. These people seem shocked that nature occurs in nature. Lake Tahoe population is slowly but surely becoming more domesticated over the years. Bears are known to frequently break into stores, homes, and cars in search of their next meal. While fear of humans may be diminishing, visits to Lake Tahoe has published an important list of tips to, quote, help keep Tahoe bears wild. So if you're going to go to Lake Tahoe, don't feed the bears, don't leave trash out, you know, lock up your food stuff. And by lock it up, I mean basically put it up in a tree. But yes, bears live in the mountain. I don't know. Secretly, I'm just secretly, I'm just jealous. I can't even I tried skiing once, and I didn't so much ski as fall and basically slide down on my bum. So, I'm just jealous that people can actually ski. It's just rank jealousy. So, in other news, 3 Missouri men learned that you can't actually apparently kidnapping someone for the purpose of slave labor is actually illegal. Who'da thunk it? No, I'm actually serious. They were apparently confused about this whole premise that you cannot kidnap someone for the purpose of slave labor. They were confused. Absolutely inhumane and unconscionable, was a quote. Trio accused of kidnapping, torturing a student for the purpose of slavery, then shocked when they're going to get a prison sentence. It's like it's confusing. I have no idea. 3 men in Missouri have been arrested and face a spate of felonies for allegedly holding a 20-year-old Indian student against his will in the basement of various homes where he was, not kind things happened to him and forced to perform slave labor. Oh, Lord. Okay. All of these names that I will butcher, but don't want to be accused of being racially or culturally insensitive are allegedly guilty of these crimes. Were taken into custody late last month and charged with 1 count each of human trafficking for the purposes of slavery, involuntary servitude, uh, forced labor, contributing to human trafficking, misuse of documentation, first-degree kidnapping, abuse through forced labor, among other charges, court records reviewed by Law and Crime show. Y Yup. Yes. This is unlegal, sirs. Okay. Note to self, do not do the Kubrick stare when you might or might not be accused of kidnapping and doing very unkind, Clockwork Orange things to a young student in your basement. It just doesn't give. I'm being insensitive, you're just picking on this. Yeah, how dare I? They were just starting a boy band. What was I thinking? According to a news release from the Office of Prosecuting Attorney of St. Charles County, the 20-year-old victim traveled from India to the U.S. on a student visa with, quote, the promise of an education, but was instead held captive in the basement of several homes owned by one of the gentlemen. The homes were in Dardine Perry, Defiance, Missouri. They were both about 40 miles west of St. Louis, with Dardine Perry about 14 miles north of Defiance. The investigation into the trio began when officers with the St. Charles Police Department responded to a call requesting a welfare check on an individual residing at one of the gentlemen's home in unincorporated Defiance. Once there, first responders said they could not initially contact the victim. However, police said within a few minutes, the victim was able to run out of the front door screaming for help. Congratulations to this victim for, getting himself out of there. And, sir, I am so sorry you had to come to America and deal with these schmucks. Look, we have some schmucky people in America, but generally only about like 3%, okay? Not all of us. Some of us have our days. Like, look, Imma have my random jerk day, but for the most of us, 83% of us are pretty cool. We have our moments. Uh, Eris, I'm not gonna pull that up, but yeah. No, I'm not saying a thing, but, they might be linked to a culture that has had issues in Britain for some similar things. The victim was immediately taken to the hospital for treatment of his various injuries and ailments. Doctors said that the man had suffered fractures in his hands, feet, arms, nose, ribs were in various stages of healings, indicating long-term abuse. All right, all of you, Snake Island or Into the Center of the Sun, which would you prefer? Or, see, y'all, if I was a judge, I'd let this victim heal on up. Sir, you take your time, you heal, and then you get to do exactly whatever you want to these men. I didn't see nothing. Bailiffs, we's going out for a little bit. I didn't see nothing. I mean, if the cameras have to happen to have an Epstein cough hiccup, I mean, I didn't see nothing. But this is why I'm not a judge, and this is why I will never get elected. But, you know, I mean, hey, sometimes I go old school, like, you know, New Test or Old Testament. I'm just saying, Jesus flipped some tables. That's New Testament, but Old Testament's like, "Hey, I didn't see nothing. Go ahead and take care of it." During the investigation, it was learned that the victim was held in the basement of these residences and forced to work at the company of one of the gentlemen doing menial tasks, prosecutors wrote in the release. When he did not complete the tasks or did not do it to the defendant's satisfaction, they would beat him and torture him, and sometimes to the point that he would lose consciousness. He was sleep deprived and starved as well. All right, Snake Island, I'm telling you what, the defendants will appear in court, or all appeared in court last week and pled not guilty. Not guilty. What? You are all very confused that this is not legal, that possibly theologic, ideology does not, trump constitutional law in this country? Were you confused that, certain precepts of a religion do not trump actual morality in this country yet? I mean, allegedly? Well, if Fry doesn't have a solid 20 hours of sleep, then he's very, very. I know, they are really surprised it's not legal. It's sad. I'm not being even sarcastic, it's just for the believe if I was on Rumble, I would say a lot just Rumble, believe me. The judge ruled they should all remain in detention without they were asking for bond? Are you According to the criminal complaint filed in Missouri's 11th Judicial District and obtained by Law and Crime, the abuse took place between April 1st, 2023 and November 28th, 2023. The complaint states that the defendants were thank you very much. I appreciate it because I know you're holding yourself you're holding your tongue just like I am. So basically, these are all douchey douches, and I hope that they get punished to the full extent of our law and then possibly, gen pop. In other news, a long running story, but we might be getting news or answers fairly soon in the case of, the rabbi in the Detroit synagogue case. True, true that. A new person of interest was taken into custody in connection to the murder of Detroit synagogue leader Samantha Wool on Sunday, a month after a different person was taken in and questioned by investigators but later released, according to police and reports. Uh, Quote, the Detroit Police Department can confirm that a person of interest has been taken into custody in furtherance of the investigation into the murder of Samantha Wool, department said in a statement to the Post. Excuse me. In an effort to ensure the integrity of an ongoing investigation, no further details will be released at this time. Additional information will be released in the near future. Wool, the president of Isaac Agree Downtown Detroit Synagogue, was found stabbed to death outside her home on October 21st. A suspect was taken into custody in November, but was later released without being charged. So, I do wonder what lead they're following. I know that there was a lot of thought that this was related to certain events that were happening certain places, but this does seem to be a little bit more local and a little bit maybe possibly related to, either a random crime or someone she kind of knew. The latest possible suspect, an unidentified man, was not an acquaintance of Wool and appears to be a total stranger, the Detroit News reported, citing two sources familiar with the investigation. The man detained on Sunday is also not the same person who was taken into custody last month, sources can confirm to the paper. Wool, 40, was unalived as the U.S. faced a wave of anti Semitism following the start of the Israel Hamas conflict, but authorities have stressed that the slaying was not driven by hate. Unfortunately, authorities, the problem you are having is that y'all have lied to us, and your mouthpiece, the mainstream media, has lied to us so many times that we no longer effing believe you. See, y'all keep telling us that things are conspiracy theorems, and then 3 weeks later, they turn out to be the truth, but it's okay because now you admit it. But listen, it's really not really happening as much as people are saying. Or, "Sure it is, but it's good for you now." Y'all can't even decide if I'm supposed to have butter and eggs or if they're gonna kill me. Okay? Y'all have wasted any goodwill that you ever had with, I'm sorry, but my generation, the WMDs. I'm sorry, but after that, it just will never work. So, sources told the Detroit News Sunday there's no evidence her homicide was a smate crime, a hate crime. Wool was at a wedding in the hours leading up to her unaliving. Police believe that she was stabbed inside her home before stumbling outside. 911 call reporting an unresponsive person at her address came in around 6:30 a.m. Wool left the wedding about, well, it either says 12:30 or 3:30 a.m. according to police. I know. I know. I'm tired. Now it's like, don't eat carbs, I can't tell, blah, blah, blah. On a funny note, because I thought that we needed something a bit uplifting, children on best behavior after Santa announces naughty kids will now receive the marbles on Blu-ray. Jolly old Saint Nick has decided to shake things up this Christmas season by increasing the consequences for naughty children. Instead of lumps of coal, misbehaving kids will find themselves unwrapping something even worse, a copy of The Marvels on Blu-ray. Parents across the nation are reporting unprecedented levels of cooperations from their little ones who are suddenly determined to be on their best behavior after Santa's announcements. It appears that the prospect of enduring the cinematic disaster is the Marvels has struck fear into the hearts of even the most mischievous youngsters. Quote, I couldn't believe it when my son asked if he could help with the dishes, one parent, Sally Yates, who was visibly shocked, said. Normally he runs in the opposite direction if he even hears the word chores, but now he's scrubbing baseboards, dusting ceiling fans, and folding laundries before I can even think to ask. When asked why he was changing the naughty list of punishment this year, Santa replied, look, Disney sent me millions of unsold copies of this thing. What else am I supposed to do with them? Quote, this might be too harsh, complained one disgruntled parent. Couldn't Santa have gone with something like the 3-hour documentary of the history of dental floss? That would have been punishment enough. At publishing time, the North Pole reported that for the first time in history, not a single kid was on the naughty list for fear of enduring even one moment of the marvels. JKD Buck 76. Timmy, you've been a hateful shit this year. I'm leaving a copy of The Last Jedi in your stocking. Yeah, The Last Jedi is bad. I still haven't seen The Rise of Skywalker, mostly because I don't wanna see that hateful little twit. Look, it's not her fault, the actress, but to see her stand in Luke's, you know, farm stealing his name, like, who are you? "Well, I'm Rey. Look, I stole this dude's name and his lightsaber and, kinda killed his nephew and, well, stole all his stuff. I'm Rey Skywalker." "No, you're not. You're Rey Palpatine, stop it." I just couldn't see that. Nope. So I haven't ever seen it. I don't want to. But she's getting her own trilogy where she gets to move the Force forward. I also won't see that, but I will watch the EFAP, like, 873-hour breakdown of it because I love those guys. But that is the newsy news for this evening. I know that Nick is doing the, breakdown of the Donna Adelson thing. We just got reports in on Discord that the first writ for the Delphi case was rejected by the Supreme Court, but oral arguments have been set up for the 18th of January for the second one. So I will make a video about that tomorrow, and then I will be working on doing a Google whiteboard for the Groves case uh, to get that started this week. So I will probably be doing that. I might pop in with, Nicholas tomorrow if they do that. There will not be Newsy News in the morning. I will record a little bit of something for that time slot. Oh, okay. I will look at that. Interesting. I will look at that, but, I have an consult with a new pain doctor, so let's see how that goes. I filled out only 900, sheets of paperwork. You know what kills me about new doctors is so you fill out like 173 pages of paperwork, and then they ask you the same damn questions that, you wrote down on the damn paperwork. So it's like, why the hell did you ask me the thing on the paperwork? And it's like, oh, why did I have to write things? But we will see. Hopefully, I gel with them better because the last one was not my cup of tea, but look, he had a lot of patience. They seemed really happy with him, so just need to find someone I gel with. So, I will see you tomorrow a little bit later. I will have something recorded, maybe not, super duper long, but a couple stories for you to recorded to go around 9 a.m. so that you do have something. And thank you, Janice. Woo. Oh. You know what's funny is Mr. Mo doesn't even ask anymore. He comes home and he's like, "Why do you have a cork board and red string?" And, I'm just and I was like, "I'm doing something." And he's like, "I don't do I wanna know?" He's like, You're not gonna wear a mullet tonight." And I was like, "Probably not. Probably not." But you never know. That's what he gets to live with, but, you know. Well, I am gonna get going because I need to take Fry out for his final evening. I need to make sure that boys brush their teeth because if not, I swear those boys would just never brush their teeth. Oh, for the Yeah. Well, see, that's what I figured. I wanted to do something kind of like Baker, but have my own little twist to it, and since I am the murder board, I figured that would be the best idea because I had a couple different ideas, and then I thought, "You know what? Red string and little paper clips like the Megamind guy, because I was gonna hang him from the ceiling, but look, I'm not tall enough, and that's a lot of work." I will see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully we will get, I think tomorrow is Donna Adelson's arraignment, and then Wednesday is Charlie Adelson's sentencing, I believe. So we have those 2 things to cover too. So I will see you guys then. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, get some good sleep, and have a good start to your day tomorrow. I will see you guys later. Don't forget to go over to Shizzy's, all-night channel thingy because he's staying up all night, and he probably needs people over there so he can have people to talk to and stay up with him, I guess. I don't know. I could never do that. You'd probably just see me sleeping. It'd be a terrible thing. I'll see you guys later.